kids. I hope you are doing well. It's good to see you. So we are starting a brand new series. How cool is that? We've just finished Sermon on the Mount, where we heard about all of the amazing teachings of Jesus in one of his most famous sermons that he delivered on the little mountain. But this series is a little bit interesting because what we're going to do is, because it's almost Christmas, we are going to be looking at Jesus in the Old Testament, because you guys know pretty much any question I ask, you guys reply Jesus. And, sometimes that's right. But we know that the Bible all points to our wonderful Jesus, but he's not born until the New Testament. So what's the old one all about, hey? So what we're going to do is we are going to go right back to the beginning, where the world looked a little bit like this. Where, well, not quite, farmland, but it was a beautiful garden. And Adam and Eve were the first people lived close with God. They walked with him in the garden. And we're going to see actually Jesus was right there. He was promised and he was seen and he was known right there. So let's get into it.
In the beginning, God created the world and everything in it. He created Adam and Eve and placed them in the Garden of Eden to look after everything he had made. God loved Adam and Eve and said they could enjoy everything in the garden except the fruit from one tree in the middle. It was called the tree of knowledge of good and evil, and God said they must not eat the fruit on the tree or they would die. One day they were walking in the garden when a sneaky serpent said to Eve, "Why don't you eat some fruit off of this tree?" Eve replied, "God told us we could eat any fruit except from that tree." But the serpent said, "God just doesn't want you to be as clever as he is. If you eat this fruit, you will gain knowledge of what is good and what is bad. Go on and try it, you'll see." So Eve took a bite of the fruit and shared it with Adam. When they ate it, they did gain knowledge of what was good and bad. They saw that they were naked and they were ashamed, and they hid from God. When God found them, he was angry. They had disobeyed him, and he cast them out of the garden as a punishment. He sent an angel with a fiery sword to guard the garden. And he said to the snake, "You will be cursed more than any animal. You will crawl on your tummy all your life. You and the woman shall be enemies. Her child will crush your head, and you will bite his heel."
Well, hey, that was great. Did you spot him? No? No? Like I know he wasn't in a manger or, he wasn't on a cross. He wasn't glowing or anything. But didn't you spot him? Okay. Well, watch it again. I'll speed it up a little bit. But watch again. Watch closely. See if you can find him. Keep going. Stop! So there he is. From the start, Jesus was promised to come and change all the bad things that resulted from that naughty snake. He was promised to be the person that would crush the power of sin, of death, which is what resulted when Adam and Eve ate that really delicious looking raspberry. We don't know if it was a raspberry. We don't know what the fruit was. So from the very start, Jesus was promised. How awesome, hey? Now, we've played Spotting Jesus, but now I want to know, can you spot the difference?
Ready for a spot the difference? On the next screen, you will have 10 seconds to look at a picture. Try to remember as much as possible. Then, a new picture will appear and you will have 15 seconds to spot 5 differences. See if you can spot all 5 differences. Have fun! How did you do? Did you spot them all? Well done. Excellent work.
So from the very beginning, right at the start of the Bible, in the first book in Genesis, where we hear how God created the world, we've learned that Jesus was always promised when it all went horribly, horribly wrong. When that devious, naughty snake convinced Adam and Eve that it was a good idea to disobey God, which is never a good idea. God already had decided how he was going to make it better by sending his son Jesus. So right from the very start, he was promised, he was coming, he was going to come and rescue us. So what's really awesome for you and me is that from the very start, we were always loved. From the very start, we were always seen. We were known by God from the very, very start. Every step and every day, he knew exactly what was going to happen for you. And he'd already promised that Jesus would make it better. Isn't that fantastic? I just love that. From the very start, God knew, God promised, and Jesus was always, always coming for you. How incredible. So, what we're going to do is we're going to join Noah and Lily, and we are going to worship this wonderful, wonderful God. See you later.
You're the only one I need. I turn to you and you